right, and we are back with another episode. And joining me today, we have Josh McCabe from Caves. How's it going, man?
Good. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I'm currently held up in a hostage situation here in a closet. I couldn't find a quiet spot in this place I'm at, so it's the manager's office slash hostage room apparently.
The hostage room. I love it. That's too funny. For starters, Josh, for those watching who may not know you, tell us a little bit about yourself and where you come from.
Yeah, so I was born in a little town called Port Perry, Ontario, Canada. Sorry, I always say Ontario, Canada because people in the States are like, Ontario, what's that?
Yeah.
We don't know that state. But yeah, so I was born in a little town, grew up playing music in church like my whole life. Was like a worship leader, actually worked at a church for a while. And yeah, just kind of I was a drummer first. That was kind of my first thing. And I could always kind of sing, but never really made it my thing. And then as I kind of grew into being a worship leader, I just worked on that craft a little bit. And that's kind of, I mean, it's not, I didn't audition for some random show or something like that. It's not super exciting, but just kind of a series of good things happening, I guess.
Just kind of fell into place.
Yeah, it doesn't, and then even like a lot of it just all fell into place. Like it does, I always tell people like, just keep taking things a day at a time. Like there's not some magic formula. Just be faithful to every day.
Absolutely. And so growing up, you were in the church or Christian settings.
Yeah.
I was kind of reading on you and you kind of ventured away with it with the music side of things.
Yeah.
What made you decide to venture away?
It's so funny because I wasn't trying to.
Right.
Like I wrote this second record and it was like there was some country elements in the first record, like some slide guitar stuff and some kind of like songs that felt like singer-songwriter-esque. But I think I didn't try to. The reality is that like the Christian genres, and I don't want to bash them, there's nothing negative about it. They didn't dig it. And it wasn't until someone said like, hey, these are like country tunes. Why don't you release them to country? I'm like, no one's going to be into it. I mean, all my friends play country, but I don't know it's for me. So we just kind of took a stab at it, and we're just shocked to see the response it got.
Right, absolutely. And when did you form the band Caves?
Yeah, so it's funny because it's known as a band, but it's really just me. Like it's like this name I hid behind because growing up in church and like a lot of stuff I'd done was like worship songs, like songs you'd sing at church on Sunday. And I just wanted this moniker that I could hide behind, not really hide behind, but that I could have more freedom to just do whatever I wanted. And not that I was not going to still sing songs about things that matter to me, like my faith matters to me.
Right.
But I just wanted some freedom to do a little something different and explore some other things.
Okay. And so Caves is kind of like what you went by, or is that just kind of something you just came up with?
No, it's just something I came up with when I released the record. I was gonna put out the first record. It came out in like 2015. I was gonna release under my name, and the songs in the album like were all from a season that I called like my Caves season, where I just disappeared for a year. I just got off social media, focused on rebuilding my mental health, working on some addiction issues I had, and getting my family situated better and just getting healthier. And so I was like, this is me in the caves right now, just kind of me and myself and God and just figuring things out. And so I just remember just getting ready to release the record. I just wanted to write caves across the front because that's just how I described it.
Right.
And it just sounded like a cool band name. And then we started getting called that when we'd play places. And I'm like, I guess that's what it is then.
Yep, we're running with this one. No,
Yeah,
no, that's cool. I like a good story behind the names and stuff. So that's cool.
yeah.
For someone who's never heard your music before, I guess changing over, I guess going country, how would you describe your sound to them?
Yeah, I mean it's a little all over the place. Because I love southern influences. I love like slide guitar. Like I love southern rock and roll and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but also just production wise, like I've incorporated not so much on where I want to be, but some of the other songs that are coming out. Some like the elements of my roots in like worship, like the big like synth pads and the big like ambient sounds. There's some of that in there, but really, I just hope the sound would just be like it is rock and roll. Like I don't consider myself bluegrass or even pop country. I want it to be guitar driven and like stuff that my dad played for me when I was growing up.
Absolutely. And with that being said, what are some who are some of your influences in the industry?
Yeah, I mean it's I grew up like listening to like the emo hardcore metal scene. Like I was a Warp Tour kid.
Yeah.
Um, there's a lot of us in the country world, but I kind of grew up on that stuff. So like drums are really big to me in music. Like I think drums are super important. Um, and it's why actually in the latest song, like I love the drumming that was done on this latest track. A guy named Chris Kimmerer, who's Canadian. He plays drums for Thomas Rhett, played drums on this song,
Nice.
and the drums just are so good. But like I like Johnny Cash as a guy. Like it sound like I met him. I haven't met him, but like I love just the way he wrote. Didn't care other than just being himself. So I identify with that. But like modern influences, I was listening to a lot of Brothers Osborne going into this new record. Um, and I'm also just like really influenced by people I respect and love in the industry, just music I like. I definitely don't seek to copy anything. But like there's these elements that trickle in the songs when you're producing that you're like, oh man, oh yeah, I was listening to that record at the time. So that's probably where that part came from.
Right. Interesting. And
Yeah.
yeah, there's so you kind of said Johnny Cash for the songwriting kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And would you say Brother Osborne just for the performing? Like, do you have specific ones for each one?
No, not really. I mean, I think Brothers Osborne, those guys know how to write a song. I
Absolutely.
love the guitar work in especially the first record. Uh, I love the guitar work on that record. I think like songwriting, I just love anyone who's willing to just be them and write something that matters to them. Um, like I can't get enough of like Tennille Townes and her songwriting
Yeah.
and her songs because I think to myself too, like, well, what do I want my daughter listening to? And I'm like, this is so good, and she writes just songs that are just that matter. And another friend of mine, Andrew Hyatt, I just think writes such great music, and even the songs that he performs that he may not be a writer on, he chooses songs that are true to him, and I really respect that about him.
Yeah, he's great. I saw him at was it Stampede he played last year? I think it was.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, no, he's great. And then I think he just released a new one not too long ago, right?
yeah, he's got new. I love his song "Close to You." It's so good. He's a good buddy. We talk fairly often, and he actually we did a cover of Johnny Cash's "God's Gonna Cut You Down" together a few years ago. It's on our Spotify,
Oh,
so
nice.
you'll have to check that out.
No video? Do you have video of it?
There's no video. We didn't do a video for it. I know it's a little bummer, but just the audio. We released that. I don't. Yeah, it was fun. We kind of just did spur of the moment, and
No,
good
that's
times.
awesome. I'll definitely check that out.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Let's chat about your single, "Where I Want to Be." Tell us about it and how it all came together.
Yeah. I wrote it like so funny. I wrote it so many years ago, but we never did anything with it. I wrote about probably 4 years ago, and I remember it very vividly because um, I'd played a country bar the night before with the guys. We had learned like this whole set because we were doing a bunch of cover shows, and we wanted to kind of try it out at a country bar or whatever. And played till like 2 in the morning, and then I had to drive to Nashville the next day with my family.
Oh,
And so we drove from Toronto to Nashville. I was exhausted. My wife drove like the majority of the way, and we got there, and I was so dead tired, and I had to do a songwriting session. I forgot like all my medications at home, so I just felt like so out of it even more. And we get there, and we're writing a song, and they're like, "Man, you're tired." I'm like, "Yeah, I played this country bar." I was like, "Oh, we didn't know you did that," because I'm writing with like a bunch of like Christian songwriters that don't write country a lot, and we're just talking about it. I was like, you know what? It's so weird. Like, I played this country bar, and I was like, that's fun. Like, it's great. I felt at home, felt good, but it wasn't like a full fit. Like, I was still trying to find out who I was,
yeah.
and then I was like, but I don't really feel like my music doesn't fit. It's like too Christian for country and too country for Christian. Like, it doesn't fit anywhere. And I remember just going, but maybe that's kind of where I want to be. Like, maybe I don't really care if I fit anywhere. I
Yeah.
don't really. I am who I am, and it's like I'm not the drink you under the table country boy, but I'm also like not the like put on a suit and tie and go to church and pretend my life's all perfect guy either. I'm somewhere in between, and so that's where that lyric came from. Like between the stained glass windows and the wine stained floors, was like between the church and the country bar.
Interesting. And this is going to be available on all platforms.
Yeah, it's out now, right now, and it's getting some love at Sirius and CBC Radio and a bunch of other stations been adding it, and so it's available now. It's a single called "Where I Want to Be," and the full album's going to hopefully be out in May or June.
Awesome. And where do you find most of your inspiration when songwriting?
Oh man, uh, notes in my phone.
Yeah.
Um, like I wrote down a note the other day, and I thought it was just an interesting thought. It's like we're supposed to make money doing something we hate so that we can spend it on things we love. I found myself making money at something I love and spending on things I hate. And I
Interesting.
was like, wow, what a profound thought.
Yeah.
I was just reflecting on my life and like just things I've been through, and it's like, man, what a profound thought that is. Um, and I went through a time in my life that like I struggled with a gambling addiction for a while, and like I don't care if we're getting real here, um, but like I just look at that and how much those moments, like a great song is not written, it's lived.
Right.
Like it's, you live it. And I just keep asking God for the grace to be better every day, to be better man every day, better father, better husband. Still working on it. Still trying to get to that magic place. But I think all along the way, it's just looking at your life and what you've come through, and there's a real genuine song that can come out of that.
Absolutely. And with all that stuff happening, kind of with you saying your music isn't gonna doesn't fit in kind of certain areas.
Yeah.
What's the message that you're trying to send to your fans with your music?
Yeah, I mean it's different every song. I think, I want people to find the same hope that I found in Jesus. Like that's just me being honest. But my faith is important to me. Um I believe there is hope in him, and that's what's changed my life. And No, I'm not going to shove it down people's throats. I'm not going to sing about it every second. I'm going to sing about life just like normal, real life people do.
Absolutely.
But I hope that at the end of the day, you could listen to a record from me or come to a show or see us play or just see us interact with people and go, there's something different about those guys or something different about him. He just seems to just live for something different. And that's kind of what I hope people would say is like, hey, I love to have a good time. I love going out with the guys. I play hockey. I love all that stuff. But there's more to life. There's more to life than all of that.
Absolutely. Awesome. And with your single, I don't know if I saw you don't have a music video out for it, or do you?
I don't, but I keep being told I should, and I'm really thinking about it.
Yeah, man. Throw one up. Throw one
Okay, well, here's the thing: if I make the video, you gotta put it out in your socials and let people know about it. Then.
Man, that is too easy. Done.
Okay, all right, done. We got a deal then.
Done and done. I will share it. No problem.
I love it.
Um, cool, man. So obviously you're being taken hostage right now in this
Yeah,
manager
I know, right?
closet. But I was gonna ask if you got some shows lined up, which you're at one now, technically.
Yeah, playing tonight. And then doing some stuff in the springtime, a couple radio station things. Just a lot of like low key stuff right now. And I think for me, I've been wanting to finish this album, wanting to finish some other projects just in life that I've been working on, and so I've been putting a lot of focus in that. And also like pandemic wise, like I was living in Nashville for a few years and and we moved back here during 2020. So like all the guys that have kind of been like my guys have all kind of scattered.
Right.
And so I'm like, man, I got to get like a bunch of new people together and kind of learn all this stuff and figure it out. But no big deal. There's lots of guys willing to play, so we'll figure it all out.
Absolutely. And what can people expect on this album that you have coming out?
Yeah. I'll give you a little tease because it's not even done yet, but there's a U2 cover on it
Oh,
that
nice.
sounds very country.
Interesting.
It's pretty cool. It's we took like what the Edge was doing with like the dotted eighth, like diggy 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 thing, and
Yeah.
we made it on banjo, and it just really carries the whole tune. It's gonna close the record. I couldn't find the right song, and like I had all these songs written, none of them felt right, and then I was watching a movie, and this song came on. I was like, I need to cover that
Yeah.
song. That's it. That's the one.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what's your favorite song on the album and why?
Oh gosh. My favorite's "Live It With You." It's out right now. It's on one of our one like we released an EP with like four of the songs that are going to be on it. It's called "Live It With You." It's my favorite song on it. It's ironically the one that has like the least amount of plays, which is funny because it's my favorite. Um, but it literally feels like a Brothers Osborne song, and like I kind of was like, I don't care that it sounds that way because it just when you hear it, you're like, there's no other way you could have recorded this, but the way you did it.
I don't even think I listened to that one. I'm gonna go
You got
listen
to
to
go
it
check it
after
out.
this. Yeah, after
Yeah,
this,
it's called "Live It With You."
live it with you. Perfect. All right. Last thing, man. Tell everyone where they can find you on social media.
Yeah, so on Instagram, that's where I'm the most active. It's just at Cave Music. And wearecaves.com. You can go there as well. We have some sweet merch as well, making some sweet hats and swag and stuff. And yeah, you can check that out. And yeah, if you hit me up with a DM on Instagram and just say, "Yo, give me a promo code," I'll give you a promo code for the store too to get some merch. So I just hand those things out like they're candy. I probably am losing money off of it, but it's fine.
Perfect. Love it, man. All right, guys, go grab his single "Where I Want to Be." And Josh, thanks so much for chatting today.
Oh, Cody, you're the man. Can't wait to see you at a show or where are you at? Where do you live?
I'm in Alberta,
Oh, what part of Alberta?
Edmonton.
Dude, I am in Edmonton next week, so I'm gonna hit
Are you
you up.
actually? Yeah, hit
Yeah,
me.
so I'll hit you up. We'll go hang.
That's where are you playing? Are you just coming to play or hang?
I'm actually playing at just leading worship at like a local church there and visiting a couple of friends. So it's pretty low key. It's nothing like that's scheduled or like on the thing. But I'll definitely have some time to catch up if you want to go hang.
I'm in, man. Hit me up. That'd be awesome.
All right, I'll shoot you a message.
Sounds good. All right, man. Well, take care. Yeah, and we'll talk soon next week.
All right, thanks everybody. Thanks for having me, man.
All right, man. Take care.